to do your first test before you've taken the product. So you do that test. It's just going to see a pad on the strip. In fact, I'll go ahead and open this pack so I can show you. Maybe it's been okay. So the test strips are like this. I don't know if you can see in there very good, but there's 4 strips in a pack. One end has a little pad. Let's see where the video is. So this end has a little pad. When you open it, you'll see it, and you simply place that pad on your tongue for 5 or 10 seconds. And then it will have a color. A color, as you can see here, is not too bad. This is not super high in nitric oxide, but it's also definitely not low. A lot of times people will be just very little tint at all, if any. So you'll kind of think, is this thing even working? And then you'll drink the product. So you'll take your first serving of the active greens. You'll wait about 5 to 10 minutes, and then you'll test again. And it's just as quick as what I did. So the second test is the same as the first. You just grab the strip, you place that on your tongue, you hold it for 5 seconds, and then it's done. So again, it really is as easy as that. And then we want those before and after pictures sent in, posted, so that we can start sharing those on Instagram and all kinds of social media. So because those are not coming until Wednesday, there's a couple things that are changing. First off, we're going to hold off on orders until Wednesday so that nobody's waiting too long. Second thing is we have to get those all sent to the Amazon warehouses all over the United States. And that's going to take a little bit of time. So the first order, we're just going to ship out from our own warehouse. So we're going to ship the first orders from our warehouse so that everybody can get them in a couple of days. And then the orders starting first part of September will all be coming in the United States from Amazon. Canada, we aren't set up fully with Amazon yet. So we're going to, we're still working on that process. I think it's probably going to take somewhere about 30 days. So in the meantime, we have a freight forwarder or a shipping company that specializes in shipments all over the world, but Canada is one of them. And so that typical ship dates to Canada is somewhere between 3 to 7 business days. So not quite as fast as what we're looking for. Mexico, Costa Rica, and Colombia, we should all have product there within about the next week. And then that shipping is 1, 2, 3 days. So we're super excited about all of those markets. So we're going to be doing a lot of information over the next couple days. So make sure and pay attention to the Telegram group because we're going to be posting videos there. And anytime when you see something, a Zoom or something like that, we will also post those recordings. So this is a lot of information that is going to be very important for you to understand. How we have to launch this because of the coding bonuses and the package that we have are different than what it would ever be under normal circumstances. Because as people come on, and many people have brought in hundreds or thousands of people in their organization already, they're all free members. Now the coding bonuses are really based on when the person joins. So as soon as the person joins, meaning if I'm a qualified influencer and somebody joins while I'm a qualified influencer, they're never going to be coded to me. So every single person starts as a qualified influencer. So everybody's going to be there, meaning if we didn't make an exception, if we didn't do things different during this initial pre-launch, every single person, all the work you've done so far would all be under your qualified influencer position, which all that's going to do is help you get to area influencer. It's not going to help you get to, regional and beyond. So we have a strategy that we're going to implement to make it so that based on the number of people that upgrade, you can start getting people right away in your area influencer code and potentially for some people that have a larger organization, even up into regional influencer. So we're going to do some more training videos and some more information on this. But again, it's super important that people pay attention so that there's the least amount of confusion as possible. Typically, it's based on join date and then order. So the order is not when the coding happens. the order is when the coding actually happens, but based on the join date is where it decides who they're coded to. And again, this is something that is super important that people understand, so that there's as few misunderstandings as possible. So here's how it's going to work starting the 24th, and I'm talking just the coding pack and the trainer packages. So just the top two packages are the only ones that this has any concern on. What we're going to do is basically pre-orders on the 24th. He's not actually going to put those orders through until the 31st. Now let me explain why. We're taking them on the 24th. We'll go ahead and get everything ready so that we can get the product shipped out. But it's not going to actually post the order till the 31st, because it's going to give everybody the opportunity between the 24th and the 31st to decide which package is going to meet your needs the best. And I am going to explain the packages in detail on this update call. So we will be going through the 3 packages on this call. And again, you really just want to decide what meets your needs. What are you looking for in this business? What are your goals? What are your dreams? Everybody can upgrade at any time. Obviously, if you plan on building this as a massive business, I'm going to make some very strong recommendations, because I think that there's a best way to start for sure in the business, but every way is still great. But again, there's different variables here that will make a difference. So again, everybody order from the 24th. I recommend putting your order in right on the 24th, so you don't have to worry about it if something happened, or if there's a problem or anything like that. But we don't want to have just some strange thing happen that I joined, I enrolled 30 people, and 10 of those 30 people order before me just because they see the link faster, whatever the case may be. We don't want everybody to have to rush and potentially lose out on something just because somebody, clicked the join link an hour before them, or 2 hours before them, or 2 minutes before them, or 2 seconds before them. So that would just be a lot of confusion. So basically, whether you order the packages, and this only matters on the 2 larger packages. The $49.95, no issue. You just order that. You're in business. You're qualified to make tremendous income. And again, we'll go through those packages. But on the other 2 packages, you order between the 24th through the 31st. They're actually going to throw those orders in on the 31st. They're going to run them like 1 second apart. So it'll still kind of have that time and day stamp, but it's not going to matter based on when you actually place the order. It's going to all go off of your join date, because remember, the join date is what affects the code, not necessarily when they order the product. We don't want people to try and game the system of have a bunch of people come in for free, and then once they finally go through everything to hit the rank, then they say, okay, now go ahead and upgrade. We want people to do what's best for them. So when you join the business, I don't want you to be thinking about what your upline thinks is best for your upline. We're not worried about your upline. We're worried about you. We want to help you have the best chance of reaching the success that you're after. But just so that there's no potential games played or people trying to, delay people from ordering and saying, hey, don't order yet, I'll let you know when. Again, that's just things that sometimes people try and do to trick the system or whatever. With the matching bonus and all the things that we have in the codes, there's really nothing to trick. If you sponsor anybody who does very good in the business on the coding side, you're going to make a tremendous income just off of the matching bonuses on what can be made. So again, whether you order from the 24th through the 31st, it's going to count the same. And then when it starts processing those, it's going to process the orders 1 second apart. Again, this is just during the pre-launch, because it's a very unique situation that we have, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people that have joined, but none of them have upgraded. And that typically doesn't happen. I mean, typically they're going to have to join with an order. And so then it works very easy with the system, and there's no issues. So to be clear, 24th through the 31st on the large package only. It's going to wait till the 31st to process the order. Make sure that the card that you put it in will go through, because that's the one thing that can cause you to potentially miss out on some codes, or for us to have to do a whole bunch of manual things. It's very difficult the way that this program is set up to do anything like that. But we're going to do our best to help everybody get through the launch and the pre-launch of AAO without just any crazy things happening that could make a difference in your income. We obviously want everybody to make the largest income so they possibly can, but also it's kind of an interesting situation when you're launching and trying to have everything run as smooth as possible. So we are going to continue with the call tonight at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll do on Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday we're going to turn the sites on live, and you'll be able to start placing orders. Again, the only thing that we're waiting for, these are coming Wednesday, so the product will not go out Wednesday. The product in the U.S. will probably start going out on Thursday and Friday. Canada will probably be next week because we have to get these to the shipping company, Landmark, before that they can ship those out. And so that's kind of what we're looking at right now. Let me go ahead and go over the packages. JC, where's give us 1 second here. Okay, we have them all on the same screen here, so hopefully you guys can see that okay. If not, I will explain it. So we have the first pack called an Influencer Pack. That's $49.95. Everything that we've talked about on all the 7 p.m. calls pretty much is included in that $49.95. You can make unlimited income. The 3x10 matrix, as we discussed, that qualifies you for up to all 10 levels plus 10 generations of matching bonus. So everything on the matrix is fully qualified for the $49.95. Everything else is just completely optional. It's almost like 2 compensation plans or 3 compensation plans in one. So for the $49.95, you are going to get 1 pack of the active greens. That's 30 servings. You're going to get 4 test strips so that you can test the nitric oxide levels. And you're also going to get an NFT on your first order and every order through that. So that's going to put you in the NFT or profit sharing position in the company. In order to continue in the NFT program, you need to order every single month. So as I order in August, that'll be an NFT. Order again in September, a different NFT, October, etc. 36 months in a row without missing 1 month, I get to participate in profit sharing. 48 months in a row without missing a month, I get to participate in larger profit sharing. And then 60 months in a row, I get more profit sharing. So 3, 4, or 5 years with all the NFTs, not missing 1 order. If you miss 1 auto ship order, then you're out of that NFT program for good. Again, we're really trying to teach responsibility here. We're really trying to teach people to take their life, to take their health, to take their business, to take themselves seriously. And we're going to reward people for doing so. Not that we're punishing people for not doing it. We look at it the complete other way. We're going to reward people for doing it. And the people that don't do it, then that's on them. We're really trying to focus and educate people on what non-negotiable means. That means you make a commitment to yourself, you make a commitment to your family, you make a commitment to your dreams and what you're after. And just for doing that and staying active, you're just making that investment every single month, $49.95 in yourself and in your health. You're going to have the potential to share in profit sharing of the company with everybody who's been active for 3, 4, and 5 years. Now, if you've been in the network marketing industry for any period of time, you probably realize retention typically is not very good. So those bonus pools could be substantial when you're looking at 3, 4, 5 years, and if anybody misses 1 order, they're out, and they're out for good. So I have no idea what that's going to be. My personal hope is that they're meaningless because everybody stays active. And if you split a couple percent amongst every active people, it's going to be pennies or dollars. But in reality, in the real world, it could be significant because a lot of people really aren't focused on non-negotiables. They really are used to breaking the promises with themselves and not taking anything that they commit to very seriously. And that's why we have the same New Year's resolutions almost every single year. You have the people, starting and stopping and starting and stopping and starting and stopping. We're trying to, put a stop to that with what we're putting together here with AAO and really focusing on some non-negotiable habits. And so that order, the active greens, is one that we feel should be something, and we're going to reward the people for taking that seriously and for making that commitment. Again, 3, 4, 5 years. We're also going to, we have the ranks starting with influencer. So if you come in and you place an order of $49.95, you reach the rank of influencer. That will be your first NFT. So if I order in August, I'm going to get the first ever AAO NFT for the profit sharing side. And then I'm going to reach my first rank, because the first rank is just placing an order, which is an influencer. And then if I sponsor one person, I become a 1-star, and now I'm qualified for 5 of the 10 levels. That's going to earn me a second NFT for the rank. I sponsor 2 people, I become a 2-star. That's going to qualify me for another NFT and my 3rd rank. So influencer, 1st star, 2nd star. That qualifies, I believe, for 8 levels of the matrix. And then I sponsor 3 people. That maxes out the entire matrix plan. That qualifies me for all 10 levels, and that puts me at a 3-star. So as you've seen on these presentations, as a 3-star influencer, which is just enrolling 3 influencers, that qualifies me for the 10 levels. And you've seen with a single bag option, all the positions full in a 3x10, it pays over $300,000 per month. That's tremendous income. So I don't want anybody to think that there can't be massive income made on a influencer package and just focusing on the influencer. At 100%, you can make some massive income with that. You can make unlimited income. We could see some high 6 to 7 figure monthly checks just from the residual. But obviously, it's going to take more people because there's less volume going through, and it's spread out amongst 10 levels. So those are some things to think about. So when you're looking at it, the goal is that 3 who get 3. I want to become a 3-star, and I want to get 3 3-stars as fast as I possibly can. That's going to get me my $100 minimum guarantee. It's very crucial at the influencer level that you get to that 3 and help them get 3 as fast as you can and help your team get there. The reason why is we're going for retention. We're going for the best retention that's ever been created in the network marketing and the home-based business industry. And the more people that have that base foundation of 3 who get 3 and that $100 guarantee, I can't imagine too many people quitting, especially when you consider the NFT program and the profit sharing and all of that. I can't imagine them dropping their $49 auto ship if they're making $100. So that's crucial. Now you're looking at the first 3 levels. It pays on per bag. It pays $1 per bag. On levels 4 through 8, it pays $2 per bag. On level 9, it pays $3 per bag. And on level 10, which has well over 50% of the total positions in a 3x10 matrix are on the 10th level, it pays $4 per bag. So quite often we have people say, what does it take to make $500 a month? What does it take to make $1,000 a month? What does it take to make $5,000 per month? The average is probably going to be between 2 and 3. So if you go on a low end, I would say 2. If you go on a higher end, I would say 3, because so many people are on the 9th and 10th level, and that's $3 and $4. So that's going to average more than 3. So that's kind of what you're looking at. The math is pretty simple. If I go on a low end 2, and I say, what does it take to make $500? That'd be 250 people. The other packages that we're going to talk about, we're going to explain how you can make that with 3 people. So there is a reason for these top 2 packages, and it's really to enable people to get to a larger income much faster. It's not that there's not a massive income potential on just the influencer, because there is a massive income potential. But in order to get to, let's say, that $5,000 range, it's going to take between probably 1,700 and 2,500 people. or not even people, because you're not paid on people. It's going to take 1,700 to 2,500 bags of active greens being sold within your 10 levels. Now that doesn't include customers. Customers can change the game drastically, because I can go and get 20 customers that order every month. And if they're on a subscription, I'm going to make $500, or excuse me, if I get 20 customers times 25, yeah, I'm going to make $500 per month on those customers. So if somebody's saying, hey, what does it take to make 500? I can say it takes 20 customers that are on a subscription, or it would obviously take less than that that's not on a subscription. What does it take to get to $5,000? Okay, it takes 200 customers to get to $5,000. So those are numbers that are, a little bit easier. 200 customers to get to 5,000 a month. That could seem doable. If somebody gets, a couple customers a week, they could be there within their first or second year. But again, those are some things to consider. So I want to be as clear. Hopefully I've made this very clear. Massive income that can be made as an influencer. But if you want this to be able to make money much faster and potentially a lot more, then you're really going to want to pay a little bit of attention to the next two packages. And these packages are one-time expenses. And then it goes to the $49.95 per month. So there's not going to be any high monthly expenses to max out this entire plan. So I look at it this way. If I'm going to start a business, whether it's $49.95, $397, or $697, that's really almost nothing when you consider the entire startup cost of a business. And then to maintain that business is $49.95 a month. Now, the second two, you can upgrade at any time, but you have to remember that I cannot be more clear on this. People are coded based on their join date. So every single person that you bring in before you make that upgrade is going to be coded to somebody else. And so that's something that you have to understand, and you have to make that business decision. Obviously, it can feel like, oh man, I really need to purchase that. You probably do. If you're really looking to have a real business with massive income potential, I can't imagine not starting with at least the $397. I could see maybe upgrading to the training package once I get going. But if I know I'm going to build a large group, you really want to start with the training package also, because people are going to start getting trained right away, and I may as well have the ability to get paid as they're getting trained. So again, when we're trying to be as sensitive as we possibly can here without, hurting anybody's feelings or anything like that, or thinking that, that there's no money to be made. There is massive money to be made as an influencer. So again, I want to be very clear on that, but there's a massive difference of income available and at the time that it's available with the other two packages. And it's exactly why we created. Again, you go with my background over the last 30 years, and I've really focused on launching some single product divisions. I've just never drawn the line in the sand and said, okay, it's never going to be a second product ever. Hindsight, if I could go all the way back to 2002, when I helped launch my first company, which is still doing very well to this day, more than 2 decades, I would have drawn that line in the sand and been like, okay, single product and always single product, because I do think that it's that important in building the business. But when you only have one product, one of the things that you always run into is you have people that are network marketing professionals that are doing this for a living, and they're needing money a little bit quicker. And so that's why we came up with these other packages and the way that we can stay single product focused, but still allow people to make massive income. So let's go ahead and talk about number 2. Sorry about this. We wanted to have these on their own slides so that we could go through this a little bit easier, but we just ran out of a little bit of time here. So the second pack, again, this is $397. This is optional. This comes with the basic influencer package for the $49.95. This qualifies you for everything that I just discussed. So everything that I just discussed, you get also in the $397 But in addition to that, you get an NFT, which is a qualified influencer NFT, and this has several benefits. First, and maybe the most important benefit, is you have a specific training, personal development, and specific training on every aspect of your AAO business. That's going to be specific training in detail on the product. That's going to be specific training in detail on the compensation plan and the entire compensation plan, the 3x10 matrix, the generation bonuses, the NFTs and how they work, the coding bonus and how it works, the train the trainer and how it works. And then you're going to have a lot of specialized training on setting up your non-negotiable app, all the amazing things you can do with that app. Again, that's really going to be what's going to help manage and run your life and connect the dots from where you are right now to where your dreams are. Everybody's going to have access to that app, but this is going to be in-person training on how to set up the non-negotiables, what they mean, how the app works, and stuff like that by a certified trainer. And then also, we're going to have training on the business app that will be launching early September. So we're still waiting for an exact date on that. I think that we're getting pretty close. Anyways, so that's what this training is. It is training by a certified trainer to go through some personal development things that you're going to need to work on in order to move your business to the next level. But really, all the training on the product, on the comp plan, on the phone apps, everything that we feel that you need in order to be successful. Now, this information will be available, but it's going to be a little bit more figuring stuff out on your own. We don't have time as the company to go and educate and train personally every single member of the company and go through all those details. That's why we're putting together this train the trainer program so that somebody can have actual training. If we just relied on your sponsor to do it, we already know in most cases it's not going to happen. That's the biggest problem in all of network marketing that I've seen in 30 years is that there's no onboarding from the sponsor. And I look at myself when I got started. Nobody ever talked to me about onboarding. They didn't even tell me exactly what to do. So how in the world could I onboard something? I didn't know what to do myself. So I thought it was a recruiting business. I sponsor somebody and then I say, okay, great, I got this person in. And then I try and sponsor another person and try and sponsor another person and try and sponsor another person. And then I go back and half of these other people have already quit. And it's because the onboarding is so important and almost never done. So what we wanted to do in the company is put together this training program so that every single person that is coming in with the business package and wants to take this thing serious and have the best chance of going from where you are now to connect the dots of where your dreams are, the certified training is key. Now, again, you can figure it out. All the information is going to be there, but to have somebody spend the time and train you, but here's the most important thing, because some of you may already be well trained. Train every single person in your downline. That's what's so key about this. And this is a one-time fee. You have people like Tony Robbins and these people charging thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars for 1 or 2 day training. They're not going to train you how to build the business. They're not going to train you everything on AAO. We're going to give you a lot of the same personal development stuff that they give you. We have some of the best trainers that have put this training program together in the entire world that are going to give that same personal development, that same information, but we're taking it many steps further and actually teaching you specifically how to build your AAO business. And that is a massive difference. The training alone is worth way more than the $397. And then we go to that 10% cash back on all active green orders. This can be used for more active greens. So this can be used to purchase product, or it can be used for gear. So the 10% back can't just be cashed out as cash, but it can be used for product or for gear. Those are the two ways that you can use this 10% back on all active green orders that you do personally. 15% back on all gear, VIP seating at all AAO events, special invites to VIP only events, and then discounts on all of our virtual events. So not only are we going to have live events in the countries that we're doing business in, we're also going to have virtual events where we bring on industry experts and industry trainers and do like a super Saturday or something like that. it might cost $25 or $30 per ticket. We will put that volume through the matrix, and people who purchase this pack will get discounts on those, up to 50% off of those. And so basically, this is for lifetime. So this can end up being, tremendous value over the lifetime of your AAO business. Then we have the last package, $697. It comes with everything that we just discussed, but in addition to that, you actually become trained also by a certified trainer on how to become a trainer. So once you are certified as a trainer, then you can start doing trainings on the qualified influencers. So again, the trainings on the qualified influencers is everybody in the company that comes in at the $397. As a certified trainer, which you become a certified trainer by buying this Influencer Pro Pack, you now have the ability, if you choose, to go and train qualified influencers. Every qualified influencer that you train, this can be done in person or this can be done via Zoom. You make $40. So again, I go train 10 qualified influencers in a day, and I just made an extra $400. I do 100 in a weekend on a Zoom call. I just made an extra $4,000. And this is a one-time $300 in order to get trained by a certified trainer to make sure that not only do you have all of the information and you know all of this information very well, but you have the skill set and the ability to actually become a good trainer. So you know how to train, you know all of these things. And here's another very important part. You can make a tremendous amount of income in our training program with not ever training anybody, because we also have coding bonuses available. But we don't allow people to just pay $299 and make this training money. You have to be trained also. We want you to know how the training works. Even if you don't want to go and train people yourself, it's out of your comfort zone, or you just don't want to do it. You want other people to train, but you want to get paid on it. You have to go through the trainings. And so now as the area trainer, I have the ability to now move up in our entire training program. So as I become an area influencer, once I become an area influencer, I'm going to have the ability to go through the regional training school, because I want to be trained as a regional before I hit regional influencer, so that I can get all the codes on all the training that happens there. So this isn't a training on that. We're not going to go into a lot of detail. I'm just going to recap really quick. Package A, our influencer pack. This gives you the ability to, again, make unlimited income per month, to participate in profit sharing, NFTs, all of the amazing things that we're going to do as a company, access to self-made podcasts that we'll have coming out. All of this stuff you have access to as an influencer. So I 100% don't want to have anybody think that, I can't really make money as an influencer. You can make massive income as an influencer. But again, let's just look at it. In order for me to get to, let's say, 500 per month, it's going to take, 250 or so people. Now we go ahead and look at the qualified influencer package with the NFT. If I make 3 sales in my first month, I'm going to get a $75 fast start on every sale forever. So every time I make a sale of a qualified influencer pack, I make $75. If I get 3 in my first month, I get an additional $225 bonus. So if I get 3 in my first month, I'm going to make $450. So just 3 people, I already have more than my 400 back, well into profit forever. And this package literally goes forever. So anybody who plans on bringing 3 people into the business that really is taking this business seriously, meaning they want to make money as fast as they can, then there's no reason I wouldn't start with this package, because I find 3 people, especially if I can do it in my first month, I get $450 back and I'm in profit. And then as you look, as I build a group of, go through some pretty basic qualifiers. I enroll 3. 3 becomes 12 in my entire group. So 12 people in my entire organization make this pack. I personally enrolled 3 of them. One of them decides to become a trainer. That moves me to area influencer. Now on area influencer, every single person to infinity in my group, as I start building, every single person to infinity I'm going to make the $75 on the people I sponsor plus a $50 code. And then every single person who comes in, I'm going to make $50. So if my group grows by 100 that month in my area influencer group on people who buy a qualified influencer pack, no matter who sponsored them, it could be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 levels deep. 100 people come in and I make $5,000. So again, $5,000 on 100 people coming in compared to $5,000 on around 2,500 people coming in. So hopefully you can see how this makes a massive difference in your business. Not that you're not going to get to the $5,000 residual. You're going to get there. It just might take a little bit longer. This is to connect the dots when you're starting right now. This is to give you the ability right now to go out and make $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month with hundreds of people joining, not thousands or tens of thousands of people joining. The thousands and the tens of thousands are going to happen. They just probably aren't going to happen in your first 30, 60, or maybe even 90 days. So this is just to not only make sure that you have the best training available, it's also designed to give you the best chance of having some decent money coming in. So I go through a couple more qualifiers and I move to regional. Now regional, again, I still make $75 on everybody that I refer, but now I make $50 on the area code and $50 on the regional code. So I make another 100. So on people I personally bring in, once I'm an area influencer, a regional influencer, I'm going to make $175. And I'm going to make $100 on all those people in this new code to infinity. So now I have 100 people join my organization to infinity that buy a qualified influencer pack, and I make $10,000. So again, on just the influencer side, to make the 10,000, I'm going to have somewhere 4,000 or 5,000 people in my group. Again, I'm not saying that you're not going to get the 4,000 or 5,000. I'm just saying you might have 100 come here much quicker than 4,000 or 5,000 come there. And then you put them together, that 4,000 or 5,000 is additional income. So instead of it being 10,000, now it's 20,000 that you're making. And that just continues on. As I move to national, there's another $50. So now I bring somebody in, I make 75. If I personally bring them in my national code, I make another 150. So I'm making $225 on every single person that I bring in as a qualified influencer, and I'm making 150 to infinity. So my group grows by 100 people to infinity in a month. That's $15,000. So 15,000 on just 100 people coming in my national code. So again, that money can be made as an influencer also, but you're not going to make $15,000 on 100 people coming in. You're going to have somewhere between 7,000 and 8,000 people to make that same amount of money. And then we go the last step, the international. And now at international, I get a $25 more in a code, so plus the 75. So now everybody I bring in, I make $250 out of the 397. I make 175 to infinity. So 100 people come in, that's $17,500 on 100 people in a month, or 100 people in a day, 100 people in a week. I think you can see how this income goes. And then I haven't even talked about the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars per person that you can also be making in the training code at the same time. So if I have the people going through the training and also, coming in as a qualified influencer, and now I can be making, $200 plus, $250, $300 per person when you add in all the training by the time I get to a national or international. So if they're coming in and getting trained, now all of a sudden I'm making the $75 plus the $175 now plus maybe another $200. You can be making $400 or $500 or more on every single person that comes in. So you have 100 come in. Now all of a sudden you're looking at $50,000. So again, we're going to be as clear as can be. The downside that I've noticed, we've talked about, we put this together so that you can take the best of everything we've learned in 30 years. And what I've learned over the last 20 years is if you have a single product and you're in that $40 to $50 range, it takes a good amount of people to make a lot of money. Now, it's not a problem because everybody's focused on the single product, and it's much easier to get to that good amount of people. It's much easier to get to 500, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. Much easier. The focus is there. But I've seen it time and time again that the company gets up and then it kind of stagnates at 20, 30, 40 million a year. And the reason it's stagnating is because a lot of the leaders aren't seeing the money fast enough. And so that they feel that, oh man, I got to find something else because I can't keep leaders in my business because they need the bigger income. So the only option that they have is to put together bigger packs. And we put together, let's say, a $300 or $500 or $700 or $1,000 pack on this. A, we can't pay out nearly as much because of all of the cost of the product. And B, if we do that now, you're going to have 5, 10, 15 packs of active greens. And if the business isn't growing super, super fast for you, you have like maybe a full year or 6 month supply. So you go off auto ship because you have the product. And then that retention isn't there. And you can go back to the mid 90s and see the same problem when they were requiring $100 or $200 auto ships with a single product. But they got to a point, and then they start stagnating, and then they say, well, geez, if we're going to get $100 or $200 a month, we better add more products. And it's just created, a lot of things that we learned on. And so when people say that, oh, geez, it's just so simple with the $49.95 single product, of course it is. And we have that, and we'll always have that. And we allow you to make unlimited income with doing nothing more than that, just simply finding 3 people to spend $49.95. I can show you things that sound so simple to make $1 million a month. That would blow your mind, and you would think that, man, every single person could realistically do that. And that's a fact. But to make $1 million a month, you're going to have hundreds of thousands of people in your organization. We're going to teach you how to do that, but it's not going to be a 30 or 60 day or 90 day period of time. So this is designed one time, $397, one time, $697, to allow you to make those incomes of the 5, the 10, the 20, the $50,000 a month within your first 2, 3, 4, 5 months. So that's the purpose of it. And also, we want to give people the best chance of getting the best training that you possibly can. So hopefully that gives you a little bit more information on the packages. I couldn't be more excited because we're going to start allowing people to purchase these packages, to get this product in people's homes, to start paying commissions. All of this is happening days away. But because we've done this free launch, which again, I would never go back and not do it because it's enabled many people to bring on thousands of people in their organization. So they're starting day one with thousands of people. And I believe a good chunk of them are going to upgrade to one of those 3 packages. Remember, influencer package is all you need for the entire matrix, all you need for the 10 generations. Qualified influencer, get you into the coding program, get you training by a certified professional, get you 10% back on all auto ships, 15% back on all gear, VIP seating at all events, special VIP parties for only qualified influencers or above, discounts on all virtual events, and we'll be doing many of them. Some great events that we have planned with all kinds of good training. And so hopefully that gives you a little bit more of that information. But because of how the coding works, from the 24th to the 31st to make your order. And if you do it in those days between the 24th through the 31st, it will be exactly the same as if you did it the first second that you joined. But in order to do that, we have to, do this a certain way to make it happen. After that, September 1st comes along, we're a whole new month, and then it's all just going to join date. So if you didn't upgrade by then, no problem. But if people that you enrolled did, then they're going to be coded to somebody else just in the coding. So you basically decided you didn't want to participate in the coding plan. You had the decision to make. And so now you just move on and deal with it. If time goes on and you think that you really want to participate in the coding, you can at any time. So there's nobody that's missing out on anything unless they make the decision that it's just not for them. And trust me, the $397 and the $697 aren't for everybody. It's for the people that are ready to go right now. If you're still just kind of dipping your toe in, you're not quite sure if this is the product for you, you're not quite sure if this is the company for you, then those packages, I would still say they're probably for you so that you can go through the training and really see how different this is than anything that you've done. But those are just decisions that you're going to have to make. So again, I could not be more excited about literally being ready to turn this thing on and start getting incomes coming to your household and start seeing people start to get that vision board and put their non-negotiables together and start going from where I am right now to, where my dreams are and step that up. And once you get there, I think you're going to be so empowered and know exactly what it takes in order to reach your goals that you're just going to level up. And we happen to have a plan that's so powerful that you almost can't level up more than what you can make in this plan. I mean, I think we're going to see things over the next 2 years that are going to completely change the industry. And I think as you learn more about what we're doing, right now people have a perception. And that perception, could be whatever. But as you learn and see why we're doing this, and it's just not things that we just threw together, and none of this is put together for the company. What we're based on is the $49.95. The rest is 100% for you. If you get out a calculator and you do the math of what we're paying out on that $400, you're going to see it's $400. So again, so many people think that, they're doing this just to get more. No, we're doing this to get you more money and to get you the ability to get professional training from certified trainers, because we don't know for sure if your sponsor is going to take that serious. So here's the key. You right now need to draw that line in the sand and not ever worry about who your sponsor is. Not expect one thing from your sponsor. At AAO, we don't care who your sponsor is. We don't care your sponsor's experience, because we're going to take you to probably better than any sponsor you've ever had in your entire life. And it doesn't matter who your sponsor is. We have certified trainers that are going to probably train you better than any sponsor in the entire industry will. That's why we're doing these things. We're taking all that money and investing it all in you. Again, get out a calculator, do the math. $400 is being paid out. And we're doing it because that $49.95 is what we're basing our profits on and our potential on as a company. And we're super, super excited to do it. These other bonuses are to get the money and the leaders and to get things going. But it's not just money. It's to get the information that comes with it. It's to get the training that comes with it. It's to get the dedication and the learning of the non-negotiables, and actually committing to yourself that you're going to, from this time on, you're going to level up and become the leader that you always wished would have sponsored you. And that's one of the things that I made a decision. Probably after about the fourth or fifth person that I lost by doing 3 ways to my upline. And I'm sure that you guys have experienced this in the industry. Me as an 18-year-old kid, knowing nothing about the industry, getting started back in February of 1993, finding people that were way above my, ability and equal, business owners and stuff like that. I literally went in Cedar City, Utah. I went to college in Southern Utah. I dropped off pamphlets at every single business with an address in the yellow pages. So every single business in that town, I dropped off information. And I had a cover letter that basically explained, I'm a college student, studying business. I'd like to start a business, when I graduate. So I'd love to reach out to the business owners and see if they would take a few minutes and check this out and let them know what they think of this business. And then it had an audio tape with Dennis Waitley, Brian Tracy, and Robert Allen. And I just had a note, please listen. It is a very short audio. Please listen to this audio and listen to what Brian Tracy, Robert Allen, and Dennis Waitley have to say about this business. I'd love to know your opinion. So I dropped that off at every single business in the entire town, every one of them, and many times, multiple times. And with that, I got a handful of business owners interested in business. What do? I call my upline. Now, my upline is much more experienced than me. I'm 18 years old. I've never done this before. And person after person ends up making a deal, doing something, going around me and signing up under somebody else. So as I'm following up, I find that they joined, but they joined under somebody else. And this went on for a couple of years before I finally drew that line in the sand and said, okay, enough's enough. I'm the leader. I'm not taking anybody to anybody else. I've learned as much as I'm going to learn from this sponsor. Now I'm the sponsor. Now I'm going to put together my systems. Now I'm going to do everything. And I can tell you, you need to take that responsibility. It's not fun. It's scary. A lot of times they think that I can't do it. I don't know enough. But think, how would you like your sponsor to treat you? What information would you like from your sponsor? And then you become that person. And you become better than any sponsor that you've ever had. And sad to say, in many cases, it's not doing a whole lot. I'm not taking anything away from anybody. There's some absolutely incredible sponsors. There's some incredible trainers. But we can't rely on your sponsor in this business to walk you through from the starting gates to the finish line of where your dreams are. And that's why we're putting all this together as a company, so that every single person can have the training, can have access to everything that they need in order to be successful. So anyways, I've rambled on for a long time here. We couldn't be more excited about what we have going on. I'll go ahead and turn it back over to JC. Maybe he might answer some questions or just kind of go on. We'll be doing a call tonight, 7 p.m. Opportunity call, and then we'll announce the schedule for next week in the Telegram group. So thanks, everybody, and here's JC.
Thank you so much, Dan. Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, guys, you guys hear it. I mean, a lot of information to digest, and for the people who walk into the call a little later or anything like that, guys, don't worry. We'll go ahead and send the recording pretty soon in the next minute, so you guys can go ahead and hear this call. And of course, all the information, remember, we also share everything via Telegram, via right now social media. We also on Instagram, we go ahead and share a lot of stuff, but most likely everything will go through via Telegram, okay? A lot of questions about the Latino markets. I know that a lot of you guys have been asking about the Latino markets. Yes, we have sent product already, like Dan said, to those three countries, I'm sorry. And basically, we're going to go ahead and start doing calls next week, getting ready for those countries, because most likely the product will be done at the end of next week or beginning of the next. So we're super excited for that. We'll go ahead and start. We already started with translation on a lot of things that we have going on right now for AAO, but everything will be released to you guys via Telegram. And of course, we'll be doing these calls, and we give you all the information when the calls are going to happen in Spanish and all that. And the fun part is that the Spanish calls will be hosted by Travis. Just kidding. No, I'll go ahead and do the Spanish calls. But all right, guys. Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Thank you so much for being here this morning. And remember, we love you. We appreciate you. Let's go to the next level. Let's take this. Take care. Bye-bye.